I woke up while nature was sound asleep, so I could marvel at its kingdom. I strolled through its lush gardens and saw every little wonder up close. Here, you can dance with giants, discover a feast for the eyes, and a feast for the appetite. Walls that hold heroes' stories told me of their bravery, while sacred places blessed my journey. I roamed places that stood the test of time, and others that were there since the beginning.
Every day, I wake up to a feast. Where I can sink my teeth into history. Or shock my taste buds with something new. It's here I learned the color of sweetness, expanded my pantry, and my appetite. Every next bite only leaves you hungry for more.
I just woke up from the time of my life. It started with a major throwback. Then I got to meet the big shots. I found a sweet spot between cultures and hung out with the artsy crowd. I even picked up a few things along the way. After that, things kicked into overdrive. It started with a whirlwind through the streets, an unforgettable eats, a celebration of flavor in every bite, and an epic new party at every turn. The best thing about it here, the good times are never over.
now boarding Gpstv. I'm Aya Fernandez, your online travel buddy. Join me as we navigate again and again our way through your favorite destinations, making sure, of course, to go safe, go travel. Hashtag go safe, go travel. Paulit-ulit tayo yan, guys. Pero for sure by now, master nyo na yung ating GPS move na gagawin natin ulit mamaya. Anyway, for today's episode, let's get lost in paradise as we explore reefs, rainforests, and beach town resorts in today's episode. Rich and brimming jungles, mangroves, swamps, and vibrant coral reefs, Palawan, Subic, and Bicol is indeed endowed with a species-rich, biologically diverse ecosystem. 'Di ba? Kapag sinabi nating biodiversity, Pinas talaga ang bida dyan. Marami tayong probinsyang mababanggit dyan. Pero ngayong episode, isa sa mga pioneer, yung mga talagang kilala sa mga ganyang usapin, makakausap at makakachikahan natin this afternoon. As much as developments and infrastructures are contributing to the economy, the importance of preserving the environment bears great weight. And here on GPS TV, we want to find the balance between the freedom to enjoy nature and the duty to preserve it. Siyempre, tayong lahat dito ay stewards of God's creation. And to join me today are some of our online travel buddies from Palawan, Subic, and Bicol. Now, hindi ko na patatagalin pa. Our guest number one, she's the manager of Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority Tourism Department, Miss Jem Camba.
Hello. Good afternoon to everyone.
Mabuhay, Miss Jem. Our next guest, she is Puerto Princesa Tourism Officer, Miss Eileen Amurao.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hello from the city in a forest.
Wow, City in the Forest. Hello, Miss Eileen. Our next guest, he is a resort manager for the Funny Lion, Miss Mike Mahinay.
Hello everyone, magandang hapon and welcome from the most beautiful island in the world, Palawan, and especially Coron.
Wow, most beautiful island. Hello, Sir Mike. At nasa Palawan siya, guys, ngayon, by the way. Our next guest, she's the sales manager resorts, Discovery Shores, Boracay, and Club Paradise, Palawan. Miss Lorraine Liu.
Hello, everyone. Welcome from the beautiful island of Club Paradise.
Ganda ng background ni Miss Lorraine. Thank you,
Mabuhay.
Miss Lorraine. Hello, mabuhay. Our last but not the least guest. She is a V-Guide from V-Guides PH. Naalala niyo si Sir Jopet from our previous episode. Yan, mga friendships niya to. Miss Jellica Dairit.
Hi, good
Dairit.
afternoon. Maray na hapon, our local word, local dialect for maray na good afternoon, everyone.
Maray na hapon po, Miss Jel. Hello, everyone, and welcome to GPS TV Safe Getaways. At para sa ating viewers sa Facebook and YouTube, tune in to GPS TV on Facebook and YouTube to learn more about tips and tricks for worry-free travel. And now, para simulan natin ang ating chikahan, gusto ko muna po kayo tanongin lahat kung ano po yung difference ng mass tourism sa ecotourism. So para sa mga viewers natin, kung first time yung narinig itong terms na to, makinig tayo kasi magandang topic to. Ano po yung difference ng mass tourism and ecotourism?
Well, for me, yung mass tourism kasi is, as the word parang defines it, yung mass is large groups. Pero kasi yung sa ecotourism, yun yung parang ano nila, pinaka-focus is to move yung large groups, which is actually welcome rin naman sa all areas in the Philippines. We welcome them. Pero sa ecotourism, which is parang isa sa mga gustong masustain ng Palawan and other destinations is gusto nating mas mga destinations that we could welcome more. Parang we could welcome yung large groups, we could welcome mga individual travelers for future years to come.
Thank you, Miss Lorraine, for sustainability po, no? How about you, Miss Eileen? You were raising your hand earlier.
Mass tourism actually is by the word mass, no? Para sa lahat. It offers to everybody. Walang pinipili. Now, as far as ecotourism is concerned, this is more about environment. This is more about nature tourism. No? Pareho sila. Since Palawan is known for nature-based tourism, we are using our environment to attract more tourists. So that is ecotourism.
Wow. So when we say mass tourism versus ecotourism, I would like to ask you if ano po yung nauna? In like sa Pilipinas ba po nauna ang mass tourism or nauna po ang ecotourism, Miss Eileen?
Well, for me, based on our experience, ecotourism comes first. Basically, ang tourist kasi ng Palawan came from the domestic tourism. So meaning to say, guests are coming from all over the Philippines. Okay? Medyo 60-40 kami. Ang foreign tourists, medyo 40% lang. Mas malaki kasi ang rivals namin as far as domestic tourists is concerned.
Opo.
Malaki.
Pero parang good news po yun na mas marami pong locals.
Yeah, no? Ang mga Filipino talagang known as travelers.
Oh, thank you, Miss Eileen and Miss Lorraine. Now that we've set our foundation of terms ng mass tourism and ecotourism, let's go deeper and tanungin na natin sila. Let's start with you, Sir Mike. What are the fun and unique things to do sa inyong location?
Yeah, for me sa Coron, actually like iisipin mo pa lang na pupunta ka sa Palawan or specifically Coron, you're going to the most beautiful island in the world, di ba? That's quite an adventure already. And like once na dumating ka, like the scenery will welcome you. Meron ding like underwater adventures, safari tour, farm tourism, meron din tayong lakes, and especially the lakes. Hindi magiging complete ang experience mo sa Coron without visiting the famous Kayangan Lake or Barracuda Lake. But for me, I think what makes Coron more special is the people of Coron. Alam mo, they're always they're very warm, very sincere, and they always wear this big smile to make you feel at home. So I think that's the most yung parang pinaka-unique na meron ang Coron as a destination.
Parang naniniwala po talaga ako kasi maski kayo po, yung big smile niyo po hindi nawala. How about you, Miss Jel? Ano po yung mga unique things na mahahanap natin dyan?
For us here in Bicol, I say it's the Mayon volcano. Lalapag ka pa lang ng eroplano, Mayon na agad ang hinahanap mo, di ba? So yun, isa rin po yun sa pinaka-hinahanap-hanap when you say Bicol. And sabi nga ni Sir, warm welcome. Same din sa amin kasi alam mo naman mga taga Bicol, mahilig sa maanghang kaya mainit. Ayun. So, warm welcome po sa amin. Ganun po.
Miss Jel, kala ko po sasabihin nyo, paglapag pa lang ng eroplano, maglalava walk na.
Pwede rin po, diba, pero parang bagay po yun sa'yo, Miss Aya.
Ay, hindi, para yun sa lahat. Anyway, kayo naman po dyan, Miss Lorraine.
Well, same area with Sir Mike, so Coron. Pero yung Coron kasi ang maganda rin is it's composed, yung buong Palawan actually is composed of different islands. And with Club Paradise, since na-touch na ni Sir Mike yung Coron kanina, saka naman yung Club Paradise, it's a private island. So, lalo ngayon sa nangyayari sa situation, very hinahanap yung open spaces, ganyan. Yes. So, our island resort can be exclusive to guests. Kahit na 2 persons lang, kung kaya, why not, right?
Magandang ano po yan ha, lalo na ngayong pandemya. We are very much considering the carrying capacity. So kapag merong exclusivity yung isang lugar, mas ring the bell yan sa atin dito sa discussion natin. Anyway, thank you, Miss Lorraine. How about you, Miss Jem?
Yeah, well, Subic kasi is known to be a destination that is accessible. So, una, maraming gustong pumunta kasi malapit. Pangalawa, dahil meron kaming forest, meron kaming beach, tapos marami rin kaming theme parks, maraming pwedeng gawin at puntahan. So, pwede kang mag-beach sa amin. Admittedly, it's not as beautiful naman talaga as Palawan, but, still beautiful just the same. We have a lot of dive sites in Subic Bay, both shipwreck dive sites. Meron din kaming aircraft dive site. So, very different. Hindi lang reef dive site. And then, ano rin kami, we're known as the sports tourism destination in Asia. So, ang daming pupunta dito for different sports.
Wakeboarding, yan.
Oo, yeah, meron kaming mga parasailing, etc. Ang dami rin naming mga ganong sports dito. And ang kagandahan, i-tie up ko lang dun sa initial question mo kanina is that, sa ecotourism kasi, the difference with mass tourism is being responsible. It's about responsible tourism and sustainable tourism. So, na-incorporate namin yun dito because we have officers like green marshals na umiikot. Kumbaga, pag nakita, kasi dito well-protected din yung environment namin. So, pag nakita na nagkalat ka sa forest or kahit sa daan lang, may fines and penalties. Anyone of the green marshals na madami yan, manghuhuli na. So, alam mo yun, yung tourism, not just na mag-enjoy ka, pero na you get to learn, diba, how to be responsible. So, yun ang mga pwedeng gawin sa Subic.
Thank you po, Miss Jem. Ang ganda nung sinabi nyo na responsible tourism ang ecotourism. Kasi baka yung ilan sa inyo dyan na nakakaalam na nung term ng mass tourism at ecotourism, kapag sinabing ecotourism, may narinig nyo from Sir Mike, Miss Jel, Miss Lorraine, lahat po kami dito ay nagpa-practice ng ecotourism naman. Nung binanggit na nila yung mga fun things to do, akala nyo pang mass tourism. So, we will dive into that further later, Miss Jem. Thank you po. Ay, hindi ko makakalimutan. Sa Subic, dito mo matututunan palalo yung American colonization at Pilipinas. Diba? Merong mga bases dyan na makikita. So, yon, mamaya, babanggitin pa natin yan further. How about you, Miss Eileen? Ano po yung mga fun and unique things to do in your area?
Well, it is not just all about fun when you visit Puerto Princesa. Heal with nature. In the Philippines, last frontier and refuge in its rich waters, lush forests, clean air, and caring people. Find refuge here in our place, where you can be restored back to wholeness and wellness in the midst of this pandemic, as we don't know when this will end. Puerto Princesa in Palawan is the only place in the country with 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Welcome to the Earth's paradise, where you will not be just safe, but we will be well again. Ito yung mga unique, no, in Palawan, in Puerto Princesa. Parang wala ka nang hahanapin. You are really in the paradise pag hindi dito ka. Siguro in our country, we are the only province who have this special environmental protection law that ensures the preservation and conservation of our natural resources, and that is the very reason why we have this the highest percentage of forest cover retention, which is 70% up to now.
Wow.
Na nag-modern times na tayo.
Wow.
Values on environmental protection among the local people is actually the key to our success. And you know what? We are actually celebrating what we call Biodiversity Festival. Siguro
Kailan po yan?
Sa buong mundo, Puerto Princesa lang in Palawan is the one celebrating this kind of festival.
Talaga po? Kailan po yan ginaganap, Miss Eileen?
Every November 11. Yearly.
Oh, malapit na. Malapit na.
Princesa City Underground River Day.
Opo.
Very unique
Opo.
dahil wala namang ibang nagsiselebrate na biodiversity festival, no? All over the world. Tayo lang yun.
Mm.
Ayan, so pwede
Pang
natin
ilang year, pang ilang year nyo na po siya sineselebrate, Miss
year
Eileen?
na siya.
Ano po?
Ganun talaga yung third year na namin sineselebrate
Wow.
biodiversity festival, which we call them Subarao Festival, meaning
Subarao Festival.
in our local dialect means river, while Taraw is cliff. No? So, napaka-importante. Ngayon, naka-experience tayo nito pandemic, no? Na hindi natin alam yung itong virus. We are truly blessed, no? Dahil maraming qualities ang Palawan. Puerto Princesa alone, masasabi natin, we are the safest, no, land in the earth. Why? Wala tayong masyadong calamity. Hindi kami kasali sa typhoon belt. No? So, merong storm na dumadaan, pero dadaan lang yan. Heavy rains lang. Bibihira talaga yung calamity. Wala din kami sa ring of fire. No? So, walang earthquake dito sa amin. Kaya, sabi ko nga, we are truly blessed. Maraming qualities, no? Maraming uniqueness ang Palawan.
Thank you for mentioning about the World Heritage Sites kasi 'di ba guys, sa ating mga viewers na mention natin sa previous episode na we have World Heritage Sites from Ilocos and Batanes and ngayon naman sa Puerto Princesa, which for sure alam niyo na 'yan. And for me, Miss Eileen, it's like you redefined fun, 'di ba? Kasi kapag sinabi nating fun, puro lang adrenaline, picture perfect. Ngayon dun sa mga binanggit nyo, for me, tinaas nyo yung standard ng fun. Kailangan yung fun makabuluhan. And hindi yan fun kung hindi siya makabuluhan. Hindi yan fun kung pabaya ka sa kapaligiran mo. So, thank you so much po sa inyong mga shinare.
And no? Yung wellness, yung wholeness. Kasi ngayon, we suffered dito sa pandemic. Lahat tayo nagsasuffer. So, it's about for us to be healed. No? Kaya, importante yung nature. Because nature naturally heals.
Also, Miss Eileen, our country is home to the highest concentration of coral reef life. So, kaya tayo, ang premier na dive destination. Kanina mga nabanggit nyo na yan. And because of its incredible biodiversity, ang Tubataha Reefs Natural Park, also in Palawan, is also tagged as one of UNESCO's World Heritage Site. Bukod dun sa nasa likod nyo ngayon na underground water. Tama ba? Yung nasa likod nyo? Tama ba yung nakikita ko sa screen? What can you say about this na you are in Puerto Princesa now and having the two World Heritage Parks?
Yeah, I'm very proud to be a Palaweña, to be a Puerto Princesa, because sabi ko nga, we are truly blessed.
Let's further talk about what are the efforts in caring for the environment and wildlife that you do in your area? Like, paano nyo po pinoprotect yung biodiversity ng inyong area?
Thanks, Miss Aya. Actually, kanina nabanggit ang sustainability as main parang ingredient sa ecotourism. And for us sa company, the Funny Lion and One of Collection, meron kaming program na dinesign. We call it Project Eco. Actually, Eco stands for Environment, Culture, Heritage by One of Collection. And the main goal talaga is to maintain sustainability by protecting and conservation yung environment. And also, we develop yung relationship and also we help the community grow. And for promotion naman ng preservation ng heritage, like we have few projects na ginagawa na dito. Like sa tree planting, we have a specific location na pinapangalagaan namin sa Coron. And we've been doing that for 4 years na since I started sa Coron. Every year, we're inviting yung ibang organization, pero like lahat ng staff talaga kailangan mag-contribute para sa kanila rin. Kasi most of our staff are locals din eh.
Sir Mike, kasi di ba sa ibang lugar, naririnig na natin yung mga tree planting, yung nabanggit nyo. Ano po sa tingin niyo yung secret ninyo dyan sa lugar nyo? Kung bakit yung inyo, na-preserve nyo po talaga? Or,
Kasi
ano po yung secret?
what we did kasi is that parang nag-identify talaga kami ng isang location for us na every year, na yan lang yung location namin, inaalagaan namin siya. Kasi other tree planting activities, pupunta sila sa isang location, then pinaka-importante kasi
Magtatanim.
in terms, magtanim, then hindi na babalikan. Ang pinaka-importante kasi with planting a tree or reforestation is yung aftercare na gagawin mo. So dapat i-monitor mo yan kung kailangan didiligan, i-clear, tatanggalin yung mga weeds na or kung ano mang nakakasira sa tanim. And yan yung isa sa mga project namin. And for the community naman, like we have this project, we invited ARC. ARC is an international NGO. ARC stands for Advancement for Rural Kids. And dati sila meron sa Capiz, pero nung nakita namin yung project and pwedeng gawin sa Coron, we invited them sa Coron. And gladly, meron 2 communities na talagang niyakap yung program. And actually, that program, yung pinaka-main goal is to fight against the malnutrition and bigyan ng kabuhayan ang community. Parang simple explanation is that magtatanim kayo ng gulay sa backyard nyo, bibilhin namin yung gulay para ipapakain namin sa anak nyo. So hindi siya meron siyang hindi siya ibibigay lang na walang participation yung community. And I'm proud to tell you rin, like na i-share ko sa inyo, na during this trying time, yung 2 communities na yan talagang hindi sila nahirapan kasi meron silang sariling produce sa community nila. And hindi na nila kinailangang humingi pa from other communities para supportahan sila. So kumita na sila, naging malusog pa yung community, and and we're looking forward na dadami pa yung community for this coming year.
Tapos natuto pa po yung mga tao magtanim, tapos the cycle goes on and on. Ang galing! So sa mga nanonood right now, if you are working in your LGU or in your community, baka pwede nyo rin mahiram yung model nila Sir Mike, or baka Sir Mike, handa ka na ng mga baka mag-i-email sa'yo dyan. Anyway, I see. Thank you, Sir Mike. But Miss Lorraine, I saw you nodding. How about you? You wanted to add the efforts in caring for the environment and wildlife in your area?
Yeah, so same lang din kay Sir Mike. We have yung community service. Of course, since we're in the area, parang it's like being dapat may mutual relationship, yung magandang relationship na merong exchange, give and take. So our staff rin is mostly locals, and we try to parang support them. Of course, since yung mga staff is from them, we also support them by giving back through community service. And then yung mga pag-hire ng yung mga boats na ginagamit namin, we also rent from the locals. Tapos of course yung produce din, although meron ding kaming sarili naming farm para sa we grow mga iba-ibang vegetables para at least hindi na kailangan sa iba pa kumuha din, I mean from outside sa Palawan, ganyan. And yung mga crabs, ganyan, para mas isang part kasi ng ecotourism din is somehow yung farm to table. So we're also trying to develop that, which is something na tingin ko in the future future years then lahat dumadami yung mga tao na very involved, very interested sa wellness. So that's one thing that can help as well.
Ang ganda. Ang ganda nung na-mention niyo yung farm to table. Kasi ngayon pinopromote talaga natin yung aware tayo kung ano yung proseso at pinanggagalingan ng lahat ng resources na ginagamit at kinakain natin. So thank you, Miss Lorraine, for bringing that up. How about you, Miss Jem? Ano po yung mga efforts niyo for environment and wildlife conservation or preservation?
Yeah, actually, we have an ecology center. We have, kasi Subic, kasi it's a combination of a tourist destination as well as a commercial and industrial free port, di ba? So para kami laging may balancing act, making sure na we satisfy the needs of all of our clients. So si Ecology Center, luckily, very strict sila. We are very strict. Hindi ka basta makakapag-set up ng business anywhere you want. In fact, we have 67,000 hectares in the free port, but only 18,000 ang ginagamit because the rest are protected. So meron kaming forest rangers that are, stationed inside sa lahat po ng mga forest namin, forest area. Usually ang mga forest ranger ay yung mga aitas that are really from sila po yung ancestors po from that area, yung mga indigenous people. So sila po yung forest rangers. So kung merong interested na, mag-explore sa jungle, whether jungle survival or trekking, itong forest rangers na from our IPs ang pupunta. And then, meron din po tayong different projects. In fact, even po yung locators namin, kumbaga yung kanilang na-integrate na sa system ng locator, tourist, employee, yung pag-observe ng taking care of the environment. Kasi ang beaches namin, meron na rin silang turtle hatching. Yung mga commercial beaches namin, may mga area sila na for turtles, our own boardwalk, which is a known place na lahat doon naglalakad, meron na rin pong turtle hatching doon. So imagine that, it just shows na nag-improve yung ating environment, na ibabalik natin sa tamang condition, and by engaging also different types of programs and events. In Subic, we have recyclable collection events. So every year, I think about twice a year, all of the locators will bring all of their mga batteries, yung mga gamit na hindi mo basta dinedispose, printers, lahat ito i-collect na ecology center. And then, yung proceeds nun, it's either ka-claim pa ni locator or ito-donate na lang. Tapos ito-turn over lahat yan to a beneficiary. And then they also have a program na to minimize yung use of plastics. Parang 1 or 2 days yon, you can go to this, it's called the mini golf course area. Magdala ka ng galon mo, loloadan yan ng sabon, liquid soap, or whatever. Kumbaga instead kasi nabibili ka sa palengke ng suka, toyo na in individual packs, our ecology center does that also. So ang dami, may event, merong program, merong activity. So together, yung awareness sa stakeholders and lahat, turista, nag-ano kami dito, nagpa-fine kami kapag nakita kang nagtapon. Either mag-community service ka or
magkano po yung fine?
It's either pipili ka 4 hours community service or 1,500.
Nako, mag-community service ka na lang. Pero Ms. Jem, gusto ko pong balikan yung forest rangers. Ano po yung ginagawa nila on a daily basis? Bale yung mga IPs, I believe mga AITA?
Yeah, most of them, are IPAs. Talagang naka-station talaga sila on a regular day. Sa
ano
forest.
po yung ginagawa? Ano po yung ginagawa ng mga forest rangers? Ano po yung isa sa mga duties nila?
Yeah, normally, of course, yung basic dyan is checking kung okay yung sa loob, walang kalat, nire-report pag merong kalat. Pag merong, yung iba kasi, dito kasi required na you talk to ecology before you enter the forest, kukuha ka ng fee. May mga hindi nag-observe, so baka naligaw, yan. So sila yung support dyan. Ayun, ganun siya. Tapos pag may mga activities din kasi kami in tourism na hindi lang pang road, meron kaming pang jungle, may mga mountain bike, lahat yun, partner din namin. Kasama rin sila dun sa event. So, making sure lang na all is well before the event, during the event, and after.
Yan. Ang ganda nung pagiging inclusive po ng inyong mga proyekto. Thank you, Miss Jem. How about you, Miss Eileen? Ano po yung mga efforts in caring for the environment and wildlife sa Puerto Princesa that you have now, aside from the mainstream that we know? Kasi may mga nasa Google na yung alam na namin, but baka meron pa po kaming hindi alam.
Sa mga magandang program ng city government in protecting our nature, aside from having the SEP law that really protects our environment.
I'm sorry, yung alin po?
SEP law, the Special Environmental Protection Law. Kami lang ata
Okay.
Pilipinas ang meron yan. Gusto kong i-cite dahil tourism, etong underground river. Alam naman natin na kumikita siya at malaki ang kinikita niya. Pero
Yes.
alam na ang kita na nakukuha from the tourists ng ating Puerto Princesa Underground River, napupunta po yan sa pagkukonserve at pagpuprotect ng protected area na yan. So, we are employing around more than 200 IPs na mga communities around the area. So, napipreserve. Kaya yung beauty, kung ano man yung state ng underground river, until now, yan pa rin siya. At nadadagdag. Aside from that, siguro isa sa pinakamaganda ring proyekto ng city government, yung tinatawag namin Feast of the Forest. Yearly talaga yan. Siguro may more than 20 years na ginagawa ito. Nagre-reforest kami. Siguro ito mga batang ito, na mga taga Palawan na nandito, ay they have experience na mag-tree planting sa forest. At talaga ito buong populace ng city, including the tourists, are joining this annual festivity.
Tuwing kailan po to, Miss Eileen?
Every last Saturday of June. Yearly yan.
Wow.
For this year, hindi natin siya nagawa last June because of this COVID. We also have the Karagatan Festival, na annual din siya na sineselebrate to really enhance yung awareness ng mga tao.
Ano po ginagawa nyo kapag Karagatan Festival?
Ito yung merong mga coastal cleanup all over the city. And aside from that, meron kami, ito naman yung mangrove reforestation. Nakakatuwa ito, very interesting dahil mangrove planting siya. Every year, meron, ang tawag namin dito is Love Affair with Nature. Ginagawa every February 14th. Alam naman natin Valentine's Day yun. So, merong mass wedding. Pero bago ang kinakailangan ng condition is magtatanim ka ng mangrove. Yun.
Ay, ang ganda. At saka pag tumubo po yung puno, ibig sabihin magtatagal ang masayang relationship.
Diba?
Yun ang secret sa masayang marriage.
So, marami naming mga preservation and conservation efforts na ginagawa. Napakaraming programa. Siguro yung budget ng city government, malaki yung, bulk ay nandiyan to ensure we protect our environment.
Yeah. And Ms. Eileen, alam niyo po, I'm very much inspired by what you're saying kasi yung government niyo po, yung community niyo and as a whole, you're prioritizing the biodiversity of your area, which is very, very important. At nagre-reflect po siya sa livelihood ng tao, sa well-being ng mga tao, na kayo rin mismo, halata pong napakasaya niyo po ngayon. Siguro dahil yun sa healthy environment niyo dyan. Thank you po, Miss Eileen. And Miss Jel, sa inyo naman po.
Sa effort namin, yung mga tourism sites namin are mostly, are managed by the communities. So, meron siyang harmony talaga with the environment. Yung tao mismo, they learn how to protect kasi kabuhayan nila yun.
Thank you po, Miss Eileen. How about you, Miss Jel, sa inyo po? Yung mga hindi pa namin alam na efforts ninyo for environment and wildlife.
Anyway, for siguro, yung Mayon volcano namin hindi ka pwedeng umakyat dyan basta-basta without asking for permit. So, ayun, isa yun sa mga ginagawa namin. May ordinance doon na if you want to hike or trek the Mayon volcano, you have to ask permission from the DOT and even for the DNR. Ayun. And then, yun po ang ginagawa namin. And aside from that, yung mga LGUs natin, before pa yung pandemic kasi, nakikita ko yung per barangay namin na merong mga communal gardens. So nung nakita ko siya, sabi ko, wow, okay pala itong ginagawa ng LGU namin kasi wala pang nangyayari. Meron na kaming ganito. Until na dumating si COVID, mas lalo siyang useful kasi nagamit nila talaga. And tinuruan talaga nila yung community per barangay na magtanim.
Ang ganda ng mga nababanggit ng ating guests na they are different projects, but at the same time, very similar. Na sana ma-adapt din ng mga urban communities, yung mga ganong klase ng model. And sa mga nabanggit nila, na there is hope na kaya nating mag-progress as a sustainable nation. I guess it is really necessary to protect the natural environment visited by tourists, including ang ating natural ecosystem o kaya sa Tagalog ang ating kapaligiran, di ba? Wag na natin, iba't ibang terms man yan, pero mag-end up yan sa ating kalikasan, sa ating kapaligiran. And we should really aim for sustainable tourism, yung magtatagal, di ba? Ganun naman pag naghahanap tayo ng kahit anong bagay, maparelasyon man yan, mapang mga bagay, appliances, and sa turismo, dapat yung pangmatagalan, yung sustainable. And that means respecting the environment and culture ng mga nakatira doon sa lugar na yon. Okay, don't go anywhere! Marami na tayong napapag-usapan dito pero marami at dadagdagan pa natin yan. Safe Getaways will be right back. back. You're still with me, your online travel buddy, Aya Fernandez. Ngayon, ipagpatuloy natin ang ating conversation on ecotourism and get to know more about Palawan and Subic under the new normal. Sama na rin natin dyan ng Bicol, di ba? What are the safety and health protocols being practiced in Palawan? Sige, start tayo sa Palawan. Then mamaya the other places here. Sir Mike?
Well, for Palawan, first, malaki yung effort and tulong na nabibigay ng local government unit to make sure na safe yung destination, yung Coron specifically. And Coron actually opened its local tourist this week and targeting na ma-open for like national tourist December this year. And bawat hotel or bawat resort before we open, merong kailangang idadaan ka sa DOT, Department of Tourism. Dapat may approval nila and dapat yung health protocols, health and safety protocol mo ay nakaset na. So sa resort, we have set yung health and safety protocol for both staff and the guest. Kasi like importante na maiwasan natin and we train our staff kung paano i-handle yung guest from the arrival or pre-arrival actually. Paglinis ng kwarto, duration ng stay nila until umalis sila sa resort. So, and sa ngayon talaga, health and safety ng guest yung pinaka-priority natin.
Wow. So, na-mention nyo this week, magre-reopen na. Ano po yung mga, for you, yung key points na magandang i-share about your health and safety protocols? Yung mga specific po na, kahit simple lang, na mga protocols na pinapatupad?
Sa resort, yung standard na nilagay namin, except for cleaning the room, meron kasing 10 high point touch ang isang room eh. So,
ano po yun?
Cleaning,
merong?
Yung 10 high point, 10 high point touch area, yung guest sa isang kwarto. And doon kami naka-focus in cleaning and disinfecting ang room bago dumating yung guest.
Ano po yung 10 highest?
Like sa
ibig sabihin yung pinaka nahahawakan.
Nahahawakan ng guest, yung mga doorknobs, yung mga like air conditioning controls, television, yung mga shower knobs, like writing table area, yung bedroom, may pinaka-bed niya talaga. And yeah, so from there. And
tapos
syempre,
tuwing kailan po siya nililinis, Sir Mike?
As yung standard na nilagay namin, pre-arrival and once a day, meron pa rin tayong room makeup service. We call it room makeup service where nililinis yung room. And sa gabi, meron ding another touch for turn down service and pag-alis na ng guest.
Thank you,
so,
Sir Mike.
Specific area for
Anything to add, Miss Lorraine? Kasi kaya po ang purpose po nito, kaya ako kayo tinatanong, baka po yung mga viewers natin na pwedeng travelers, meron silang idea kung anong meron. And also, kung business owners din yung viewers, pwedeng ma-adapt yung mga ginagawa nyo na. How about you, Miss Lorraine? Anything to add?
Yung sa akin lang, I'd just like to add na yung sa mga hotels naman, lahat ito ginagawa na talaga eh. So, it's nothing new, but it's intensified kasi meron, in addition to yung usual na lahat lilinisin talaga, is meron yung UV light disinfection para to make sure talaga na kahit yung mga kasulok-sulukan is magiging clean, safe for everyone, not just, of course, for the guests, pati for the staff din.
True. Safety also of the workers, lalo na. Thank you, Miss Lorraine. How about you, Miss Jem?
Yeah, in Subic, we're now opening our doors to tourists from MGCQ areas as well as those from GCQ areas. So since last week, dineclare na yung mga taga-GCQ can now cross to other zones. Nag-open na rin po kami. Ito po ay para naman mas per talaga yung economic activity sa amin. So ang requirement lang, if you're coming from a GCQ area, all you have to do is to prepare a health certificate. So it's issued either by a private or public hospital or the LGU Health Office. Ano lang siya, syempre yun po yung precautionary natin. So you can say in the free port, kapag naman galing ka sa MGCQ area, wala nang kailangan na health certificate. However,
Okay.
yeah, wala na. However, for both types of visitors, kung mag-stay po kayo sa amin for 96 hours or less, those are the only requirements that we will need from you. But if you will stay longer than 96 hours, meaning longer than 4 days, 3 nights, it would mean
Nag-compete pa ako.
it would mean kailangan po ng swab test upon arrival. Kasi syempre po, alam naman natin, the longer that you stay in a destination, the more chances, di ba, that you go around and, so ito po yung aming precautionary measure. And together with the opening of our doors, we implemented, of course, stricter implementation ng mga health and safety protocols ng mga stakeholders. Kasi sa amin, hindi ka pwedeng mag-open as a locator. You cannot open again unless you submit your plan, your health and safety protocols in your company, pati lahat ng detail, as in yung empleyado nyo, taga saan, etc. So para walang kahirap-hirap later on, pagka just in case merong mangyari, alam namin agad yung work schedule nila, saan sila natapat. It's easier for us. So, kumbaga, it's making sure that before the guest comes in, safe, malinis, at while nandoon sila, is pa rin, meron pa rin tayong protocol. So, same din po yan for the duty-free shops, our restaurants, lahat, merong mga measures na ini-implement.
Yeah, Miss Jem, we've been mentioning also here sa Gpstv na kailangan DOT accredited. Tama po ba?
Yes.
And
yes, correct.
paano po malalaman ng tourist? Saan po namin pwedeng makita kung DOT accredited po ang isang lugar?
Okay, so for accreditation is per establishment. So ngayon, during the pandemic, lahat ng accommodation establishments, they cannot open unless they have secured an authority to operate from DOT. So,
bali, makikita ba po yan sa website or saan po namin makikita kung DOT accredited o hindi?
Nasa website yan ng DOT, nasa website din po ng SBMA, and then sa establishment mismo, meron silang nakalagay sa front desk kasi may binibigay yun na certificate. So same din yon sa kung restaurant man yun, accredited siya, meron din siyang pinaka-certificate.
Thank you po, Miss Jem. Guys, sa mga viewers, alam na natin kung ano yung unang-unang hahanapin. Kailangan DOT accredited. Thank you, Miss Jem. Sa inyo naman po, Miss Jel, ano po yung mga safety and health protocol sa inyo?
As of now kasi, some of the tourist spots po namin ay hindi pa talaga fully open. There are certain tourist spots lang pong open. But still, yung mga open, nandun pa rin po yung safety protocols na yung temperature, yung alcohol, yung pagwash ng hands. Ginagawa pa rin nila po yun. For the hotels naman po sa amin dito, may naka-open rin. Same, both may naka-open, may naka-close. Yung naka-open naman po, hindi po sila lahat, hindi pa yung full occupied talaga yung hotel nila. So, lagi siyang 50% pa rin po.
50%?
Oo, like 50%, like 4 sa kwarto, so 2 lang dapat. Parang ganun po.
Okay.
Alright, tapos naman po, panga po yun. Spots, hotels, and I'm missing one. Wait lang po.
Go lang.
Ayun, nawala po ako. Ayan, so yun po, yun yung usual na ginagawa namin as of now po dito sa Bicol region. The tourist spots and then the hotels po.
Maraming salamat po, Miss Jel. And for me, na-visualize ko po, pagpunta ko ng Bicol, bukod sa pagkakita ko sa Taal Volcano, yan ang ating i-expect dyan. How about you sa...
It's Mayon Volcano po.
Mayon Volcano. Naku, naliligaw tayo dito. Mayon Volcano. Naku
Yes
po, Aya
po.
Fernandez. Ang napakalayo ng Taal sa Mayon.
Sorry.
Sige, maraming salamat po, Miss Jel. Kayo naman po, Miss Eileen sa Puerto Princesa. Ano po yung mga safety and health protocols na sa tingin nyo mahalaga na ma-share po dito sa ating discussion?
In Puerto Princesa City, safety and health protocols are strictly followed. No? We make sure local people are fully aware and adhering on the health protocols. Kaya we also organize na rin yung mga COVID marshals. No? Sa ngayon kasi, we are open to all locals. No? We are using our hotels, halos bukas lahat ng establishments dito. Dahil siguro isa sa pwede namin ipagmalaki, meron kaming pinakamababang COVID cases.
So ano po yung mga notable, like yung kahit yung mga simpleng protocols po na ginagawa nyo?
Well, no, since na hindi pa kami open for domestic and international tourism, pero we will soon be having the digital platform. No? Dito sa digital platform na ilo-launch namin, so parang lahat pre-arranged muna. No? Pag pupunta ka ng Puerto Princesa, dito ka magbubook at kinakailangan yung mga travel agencies ay strictly doon lang sila sa mga itineraries na in-offer nila, yun lang yung pupuntahan. Kailangan alam natin lahat
talaga
yung destinations nila. And then we also train our tourism frontliners. Lahat ito magiging hiring requirement as we open talaga tourism in the city. At the same time, no, lahat naman halos nagpa-practice no, ng ito yung standards natin, like wearing of mask, everything. Very common yan. Pero ang pinaka-extra at naming ini-implement ngayon is the COVID testing. So when you enter Puerto Princesa, be sure na before you depart from where you are, you should have a negative test result of antigen test. And before you depart,
paano po kapag wala silang antigen test? Pagpunta ng Puerto Princesa, walang test.
What do you mean? Anong ibig mo sabihin?
Well, we have testing centers po kapag wala pong test upon arrival.
Yeah, hindi ka po pwede. Kasi pre-arranged yung pagpunta mo dito. Meantime na we are having so lahat nga pre-arranged, hindi pwede yung DIY. No? Dahil para maiwasan natin. No? Kasi pag anywhere.
And also, Miss Eileen, you mentioned antigen. Hindi po PCR, it is antigen.
Hindi.
Antigen may do.
Not necessarily. Yun nga lang, pag nag-positive ka sa rapid antigen test, then
PCR
you
na.
check yourself into RT-PCR. Kasi alam naman natin, medyo expensive yan. So, meron naman din tayong testing laboratory na nakaabang for doon sa mga paalis na in kaso na dito nila ma-acquire o nadala nila dito sila nag-positive, then we can take care of them.
Ang ganda po nung before and after. Before leaving the place, meron ding required na testing. Meron ba po kayong range ng price nung testing before umalis ng Puerto Princesa?
Actually, we are thinking of shouldering. No? The city government is thinking of shouldering the expenses doon sa mga tourists. No? It is one way of welcoming them and showing to them that we really care for them.
Thank you, Miss Eileen. And ang ganda po nung na-mention ninyo, and we really look forward to the reopening of Puerto Princesa. We will update ourselves. Diba? And here, ano po? Ano po?
Punta mo dito.
Opo, babalik po ako. Promise. Definitely. Here on Gpstv and sa tourism industry, I'm sure you would agree to me na lagi natin na pinapakiusapan at nire-remind ang ating mga tourists to be travelers, to become responsible and mindful when visiting destinations. And on your end, paano po napopromote ng organization nyo ang responsible and mindful tourism? Siguro let's start with Miss Lorraine.
Yun sa amin, upon arrival sa resort, we do an orientation kung ano yung mga do's and don'ts on the island. Para of course, we start yung dun um, sa private island namin, and then hopefully yung mga guests, they will also do that to all the destinations that they will go to.
Ano po yung mga top key points na sinashare nyo dun sa orientation?
Of course, yung no littering, tapos for the marine environment, no stepping on the corals, no fish feeding, para kasi we want, yung marine creatures are wild. So, let's keep them wild then. Para, hindi sila yung masanay na that they're being fed and hindi nila kakayanin kapag wala na magpapakain sa kanila or something like that.
True. And Miss Lorraine, correct me if I'm wrong, nade-disrupt yung food chain kapag pinapakain natin yung mga isda, di ba po?
Yes.
Sige. Thank you po, Miss Lorraine. How about you, Sir Mike? Anything to add? Paano po na po-promote ang inyong org yung responsible and mindful tourism?
For us, we're asking our guests to participate. Tulad ng sinabi nga ni Ms. Lorraine, merong orientation na ginagawa yung sa mga guests upon arrival. And we really promote yung not using yung mga recyclable or yung mga single-use plastic. Wala tayong mga bottled mineral water. Even the tours na ginagawa sa Coron Islands, wala nang pinoprovide na ganun yung mga tour operators natin. And we educate them kung ano yung reason ba't natin ginagawa yun. Para makita nila or yung mga next generations pa ma-enjoy nila yung Coron sa nakikita natin ngayon.
Sir Mike, sa experience niyo po sa inyong work, ano po yung may babahagi niyo na pinaka natutunan niyo in caring for the environment and tourism na magkasabay?
For me, yung natutunan ko talaga is you protect or alagaan mo yung area kung saan ka nag-operate kasi environment din yung pinupunta ng or Coron, especially Coron. Yung pinupunta ng guest sa Coron is yung natural attractions niya. So, kailangan lang pangalagaan natin yung natural attraction para in return, kikita rin yung business natin. And once na kumita yung business, matutulungan ng company, yung mga tao, yung mga employees natin. So, parang it's a cycle. Happy lahat dapat yung guest, happy yung company, and the people. So, yun yung natutunan ko.
Opo. Oh, thank you, Sir Mike. Ang ganda po nung sinabi nyo kasi usually lang, naririnig ko lang yung iba lang naman, baka yung viewers, sana hindi. Kapag sinabi nating kalasan, alaga nating kapaligiran, medyo mas mababa yung priority kasi sasabihin natin, hindi naman tao yan, hindi naman tayo apektado dyan. Pero kita nyo guys, nanggaling na mismo kay Sir Mike na bumabalik yan sa tao. Kailangan everybody happy, including yung kapaligiran, yung kalikasan, para ang balik niyan positive sa tao. Thank you, Sir Mike. Kayo naman po, Miss Jem, ano po yung ginagawa ng inyong org to promote responsible and mindful tourism?
Yeah, alam niyo sa amin kasi syempre, para ma-practice ng hindi lang tourist but ng lahat, it all starts with awareness. So kailangan yung awareness campaign natin is very, comprehensive. So makikita dapat yan sa digital platforms, whether social media, kasi yan yung mga tinitingnan ngayon bago pumunta sa destination. Dapat nakalagay doon ano yung rules natin. Mga no plastic kasi kami in Subic. Hanggang sa duty-free shop, walang gumagamit ng mga plastic. Sa duty-free shop, lahat naka-paper bag. And we encourage the use of your recyclable bags. Even us in tourism, when we give out yung mga giveaways namin, di ba pag destination, ang daming giveaway niyan. Parating eco bag ang ginagamit namin. Na talaga, magagamit mo. Hindi yung maninipis na yung amin is really, magagamit mo, magagamit mo siya ng ilang years. And I think, para mag-work siya, para ma-convince mo yung tourist to practice responsible tourism, it has to begin with creating a culture of di ba? Yung culture of being responsible. And we're very lucky in Subic kasi sa amin, very disciplined yung mga tao. Known kami na yung traffic, sinusunod. So, hindi lang traffic ang hindi lang sa traffic discipline yung mga tao. Even yung COVID ngayon, kaya naging minimal yung cases namin kasi very disciplined. From the resident to the locators to the employees, talagang pinapractice yun. So yung sinasabi ko kanina na no plastic, hindi lang namin yon ine-expect na i-observe ng locator, but kami as an agency, we also practice that. We don't use your usual bottled water in our events or activities. Kailangan may dala kang sarili mong water bottle. Ganun yung culture namin. And then even sa event organizers or shootings, bawal yon. Hanggang caterer, titingnan namin kung ang ginamit ba ni caterer ay styro, bawal yon. Papatanggal namin yon. Kailangan paper product. So, kailangan, yung chain, hindi lang expect sa tourist. Dapat lahat ng stakeholders.
Thank you, Miss Jem. I see other guests nodding habang nagsasalita kayo. Thank you, Miss Jem. Kayo naman po, Miss Jel, on your end, how does your org promote responsible and mindful tourism?
Nakakamangha po yung sa Subic, no? Parang talagang nababantayan pa po talaga nila, no? So, kami naman po, nandun pa rin po kami sa process of implementing na bawal magtapon kung saan-saan, yung mga proper use of ng mga bottles kung saan na nilalagay. Pero nandun na po rin kami sa part na yung naka-divide yung aming mga basura. So, kumbaga, dun pa lang po kami for now. But, sa iba po sigurong LGU, may higher na ginagawa na sila po doon.
Thank you, Miss Jel. Kayo naman po, Miss Eileen, sa Puerto Princesa.
Siguro, isa sa maipagmamalaki ko, no, na ang Palawan and Puerto Princesa ay isa sa mga nangunguna, no, para isulong yung mataas na awareness natin in responsible tourism, in promoting responsible tourism. Gusto ko lang balikan, no, yung mga nakaraan para magkaroon kayo ng medyo mas maintindihan ninyo what is Palawan, what is Puerto Princesa. Before, we are only known for, masasabi nating leprosy. Pag sinabing Palawan, nakakabit na kaagad leprosy. Parang, nakakatakot yan. Nandiyan dyan yung leprosarium.
Anong year nga po ulit yun, Ms. Eileen?
Way back 1950s up to 1970s.
Yes.
And then, we are also known for malaria. Pag sinabing malaria, Palawan yan. No? Malaria endemic area kami. Kinakatakutan. Hindi ka po pwedeng tumagal ng bundok dahil because of malaria. Para pag pumunta ka dito, matatakot ka dahil baka magkaroon ka makagat ka ng lamok at magkakaroon ka ng malaria. We are also known for iwahig. No? Pag sinabing Palawan, iwahig, prison and penal farm. Parang ganyan. Maraming mga bilanggo na nandiyan. And ang huli, we are also known as National Relocation Area of the Philippines. Kaya we have the Nara, no? Isang munisipyo naging Nara dahil yan yung National Relocation Area na ginawa ng panahon ng mga 1970s. Kaya maraming napunta rito ang mga taga-Luzon. But we were able to retain the natural beauty of our tourist, of the environment, no? Na ginagamit natin for nature tourism. Ginamit namin for our campaign before ang underground river, and we were being hailed by the international bodies, no, dahil napangalagaan ng Palawan, ng Puerto Princesa, itong underground river on its natural state. Hanggang ngayon, kahit na napakarami na ang nakapunta sa underground river, pero na-retain yung natural beauty niya. Walang nagbago. No? Talagang, kumbaga, preserved siya. Unlike, pumunta ka ng ibang caves, marami na silang aesthetics na nilagay. No? Marami na mga artificial na mga decorations or aesthetics na dinugtong. But yung underground river, wala. No? At siguro, we champion on that in promoting responsible tourism. Napakaraming siguro kung mayroong isa na mga probinsya at syudad, no, o LGU na nagpapatupad about environmental protection, promotion, preservation, kami na yun. Napakarami naming programa. At iyan yung sabi nila, no, itong mga negative aspect noon kung tawagin, pero ngayon naging strength siya. Why?
Yeah.
Leprosy, ngayon heritage tourism namin yan, no? Isa sa mga world heritage site ng Palawan, ang Pulyon.
Oo nga po.
Malaria is the same thing. Naging strength ng Palawan yan dahil hindi masyado kami ng problema sa insurgency. Why? Because they cannot, stay na matagal sa mga bundok. Bakit? Mamamalaria talaga sila. Bababa at bababa sila. So naging strength yan ng Palawan. Iwahig. Iwahig is also a heritage site. No? Alam niyo yung mga structures yan that was built way back in early 1900s, mga 1904. So nandiyan na yan siya. It started with the Americans. Kaya naging tourist destination din.
Yeah, and Miss Eileen, ang ganda po nung konsepto na yung magpapatunay ng responsible and mindful tourism sa inyo ay yung kung paano nyo po hinarap yung mga problema nyo from history. For sure, other guests would agree to me kasi ako pag sinabing Palawan, it will focus on biodiversity and no longer the things that you've mentioned. So, congratulations. And I'm sure mag-agree sa akin yung iba na nandito na hindi ko na, alam ko yan from the past, pero pag sinabing Palawan, hindi sumasagi sa isip ko yung mga nabanggit nyo. It will always boil down to biodiversity and how you handle the now, and kung paano nyo po siya champion. Wala naman tayong parang hierarchy dito or parang hindi naman to competition. More of how we will inspire each other, kung paano tayo magkakopyahan, di ba? Kung sino may pinakamagandang modelo, ganyan, hiraman tayo ng projects. So maraming salamat po, Miss Lorraine, Miss Eileen, Sir Mike, Miss Jel and Miss Jem sa inyong panahon. And I believe, alam niyo po, pwede nga tayong gumawa ng 1 oras, tig-isa sa inyo sa dami ng mga ginagawa niyo. But unfortunately, ito lang yung oras na meron tayo. So sa ating mga viewers, i-like ang kanilang mga Facebook page, check out their website dahil marami pa tayong matututunan from them. Pero before we go, meron po ako sanang request sa inyo na pinractice natin before tayo mag-start na do the GPS move with me. So dito guys sa Gpstv, we always remind you to sabay-sabay po tayo, hashtag
Go safe,
go travel, go Philippines, soar high. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Thank you, Aya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Aya.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Kay
Salamat.
Mike, kay Lorraine, nice meeting you all. Kay Jen.
Nice meeting you.
You too.
Thank you so much to everyone who joined in the conversation. And that was truly a value-adding experience for us here and for all of you there sa Facebook and sa YouTube. Kung meron kayong mga kanya-kanyang mga projects din, feel free to comment. And feel free na mag-suggest pa ng ating mga pwedeng talking points sa susunod na mga episodes. Thank you also, of course, to Hotel Sales and Marketing Association or HSMA, the Department of Tourism, and the Tourism Promotions Board for making this show possible. Sana marami kayong natutunan at nalaman tungkol sa safe and mindful traveling. Always plan your trips and consider the health situation of their family, your resources, and the location you're going to. Syempre, on top of strict medical protocols yan, so that everyone can safely enjoy, including the rest of the people around you. Talagang may papakita natin ang bayanihan sa pamamagitan ng pagiging mapagmatsyag na manlalakbay. Huwag kang maging tourist, instead, be a traveler, di ba? Always remember that for everyone to enjoy a worry-free travel experience, we have to first hashtag go safe before we go travel. Hashtag go safe, go travel. Until the next flight, this has been your online travel buddy, Aya Fernandez. Watch out for more episodes and see you only here on GPS TV. Go Philippines, soar high. Mabuhay po sa lahat.